When man was created, his mind and body were fused with a delightful element called rhythm. Rhythm has always been the foundation of life, the tempo of the electrons, and the heartbeat in man. Dancing began in the form of rituals, a prayer for food, for health, and for victory in war. By forming a circle, they can all watch each other. They find release of pent-up emotions through dance, one of the oldest of all the arts. From the most primitive, we see that dancing has not changed very much. Call it jitterbug or rock and roll, there's still the inner unrest or the urge to keep moving. This is a wonderful form of art with its own special technique. You've got to dig it, or just go, man, go. The natives would have done well with this dance. It would keep away all kinds of evil spirits and everything else. Not so active, the more accepted today is ballroom dancing. Once the foxtrot and even the waltz were frowned on as rock and roll is today. From early pioneer days, the men and women of the West danced to a lively rhythm while a caller shouted out all the steps, most of which came from Europe. In the call, they greet their partners and form a square. The old square dance had some valuable elements for the early settlers: fellowship and unity. A country famous for dancing is Poland. The Poles' great love of horses inspired this national dance called the Krakowiak. Here you see the cavalier pretending to ride a horse, swoop away his lady and ride off with her. Nearly as old as the Parthenon in Greece, the Evzones carried themselves proudly in their colorful fustanellas. Body poised, dignified, and upright, Greek men first danced as part of their military training to help make them agile. In contrast to the swagger, the Greeks in Crete danced to welcome the springtime. Here we get the word choreography for dance arrangements from the Greek word chorea. There's little change in the present folk dance of the Yeminites of Israel. They too jump for joy. Though folk dances fall into three different categories, religious, social, and theatrical, there's some similarity in them all. Rhythm has the same effect on people all over the world. Their methods of expression, however, differ considerably. For example, in the desert. Usually cold climates prompt vigorous movements, but this is the belly dance of Algeria, which is both violent and rhythmic. The traditional dance of the Ouled Naïls. The motions of the head and shoulders reflect an Indian and Arabic influence. The Spanish dance beat is maintained here with castanettes and hand clapping. This is the flamenco dance of the gypsies, characterized by intricate rhythms. On the Isle of Capri, the Neapolitans dance to the national instrument, the tamborino. This is the national dance of Italy, the tarantella, derived from the tarantula, whose bite was believed to be poisonous. The dancers allegedly jump up and down to rid their bodies of the poison. In the Philippines, the basic dance beat has been turned into a game, practically the national folk dance. Originally, it imitated an animal, as so many folk dances do. This is the trap, trying to catch a bird called a tickling, as he attempts to steal the farmer's grain. In this dance, if you lose the beat, you may lose your feet. Deeper in the Orient, in Ceylon, the famous candy dancers express themselves with an incessant beat. Letting your body answer the rhythmic pulse inside is as natural as breathing. Korean girls dance with very fluid movements, flowing easily from one part of the body to the other. Little muscular strain is ever visible. There's freedom and perfection of carriage which renders an extremely lyric and feminine quality. The classic Japanese dance and rhythm may seem mystical to Western eyes, but there's the same story of conflict between good and evil as in the dramas of Greece. Before mankind goes the legend, the god of the sun shut off all light and only restored it after many eons when visualizing the beauty of a goddess's dance. At the University of Mexico, these young dance students learn modern dance instead of traditional folk forms. They try to convey the most intangible emotional experiences. Down in Brazil, you'll get a picture of the whole world dancing at once. In this Mardi Gras, there's every conceivable costume and every ingredient dances from thousands of years ago. A picture of what man, whatever his heritage. For there's one thing common to us all, rhythm. Here, the demanding pulse of the body is satisfied to a frenzy. In its primitive beginning and even now, to live, to love, to work, to reflect the soul, dance is the expression of the heartbeat of life.